in crunch time. And Darius Acuff Jr.
Acuff off a screen, drives to the right elbow, and a little floater from Darius drops. 13 for Acuff. Hogs are up 51-50.
I thought Malik Thomas played out of his mind.
Kick out. Thomas going to drive, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot, reverse layup, good.
So now that we're here, every day, just make each other better, go at each other every single day, share knowledge, gain wisdom, and just iron sharpen iron, in my opinion.
Pack 3, no good. Wagner with a rebound, saves it in bounds. Hawks clear it out to the other end. Arkansas wins the game.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is The Morning Rush.
Thought about leading off with What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. We're going to save that for just a bit. Usually these Tuesday night games kind of want to get right into basketball and right into a win, especially after Arkansas takes it 83-79 last night in Norman against the Sooners. Kind of like the LSU game. Oklahoma played the Razorbacks tough, but in the end, Darius Acuff was too much. Hit an and one. Malik Thomas, kind of an under-radar 23-point game, which I feel like I don't say that often, but so much attention, so much praise was paid to the young freshman from Detroit, Michigan, who came through for the Razorbacks once again.
All right, that's where we begin here on this What's Your Beef Wednesday. It is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. As Ty said, whether it's bacon wrap fillets, gourmet burgers, fresh kebabs, or maybe you realize you need to stock the freezer back up after a couple days trapped inside, they've got everything you need. And with the cold weather, they'll provide curbside pickup. It's never been easier. 479-443-0000 to place your order at Richard's Country Meat Market, 1 block east of College and Rolling Hills Drive in Fayetteville. That's 3042 North Market Avenue. Or again, order online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Colton's back in here. Colton, good to see you again. Got the roads fixed and everything else in Fayetteville, it sounds like.
Yeah,
at least better this morning.
My neighborhood's still a little bit sketchy. I couldn't even make it out of there on Saturday to make it to the post game, so that was no fun. But it is all good now, and then I am happy to report that most of the interstate was very, very clear this morning, all the way from Fayetteville to Fort Smith. So travelers, it should be a little bit easier for you today.
Yeah, I heard Chuck saying last night that the roads were better than expected for the trip over to Norman. So I think a lot of the state highways are getting there. I'll give a shout out to some of our municipality. I know in Fort Smith, the city roads, because you get some that are state highways through your city, but like Mazard and Fort Smith, Phoenix, Grand, they've done a great job of getting those cleared off, maybe better than some of the state roads. So hopefully all this sunshine and warmer temperatures today and a few more trips with the plow, they'll have us going.
So for the fans that did get on those roadways last night and end up in Norma, Oklahoma, and watched Arkansas get a road victory, kind of like they did in Oxford earlier this season, you were treated to quite a basketball game. Not only did you get $2 popcorn, $2 beers, and $2 sodas. I don't know if Arkansas students got the free pizza like the Oklahoma students did, but it was a back and forth game that Oklahoma led for a good chunk of it. It was like Arkansas was up like 14-13, and then they finally got a lead in the second half. Started out great. Carter Knox banged a three to start the second half after they gave up a pull-up jumper to go into half. And then you just had plays. Like when you needed a play, whether it's Malik knocking down 2 free throws, Darius making that and one, Trevin getting that block. Arkansas didn't have mental mistakes around the stretch. You were talking about this before the show. 0 turnovers in the last 11 minutes of the game.
That was key, but I thought maybe the key stretch for the Razorbacks was one you kind of touched on there. That was the close of the first half. You're down 13 points with just over 7 minutes to go, and you find a way to cut it at the half to 4, and Oklahoma made, if you'll remember, a late basket to even stretch that to 4. All the momentum at Lloyd Nobles changed to Arkansas's direction in the closing 5 or 6 minutes of the first half. Fueled by a few threes, but just some dribble drive and getting to the rim. I thought, down 13, I said, man, you can't go into the half down double digits. And Arkansas made their move, and I thought that was maybe the most important stretch was to mentally get yourself in a place to come out in the second half and attack. So you go from down 4, you outscore the Sooners by 8 in the second half to win the game by 4. So, I thought maybe the most important stretch was setting up the second half with the way they closed the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's not often you go on the road and go 2 of 17 from 3 and still find a way to win a basketball game, but it helps when you shoot over 70% from the 2-pointers and you knock down 11 of 13 free throws. And there's other areas like paint points where the Razorbacks dominated. You got more bench points and other assets, but the strength of this team at times has been kind of the fast break 3, and they didn't have it. I thought what stood out to me last night in Malik Thomas's performance is he goes 0 for 4. He had 20 consecutive games with a three-pointer. That streak was broken last night, and yet he still scored 23 points. So he showed you that he's more than just a sharpshooter. He's more than just a corner 3 guy. He had the off-the-dribble. He had a couple pull-up jumpers. And he also found teammates when needed. So you had to kind of lean into a thing or two last night that you're not customarily used to get wins. And yet now you're sitting on a Wednesday. You got Kentucky coming in here Saturday. You got clobbered last night by 25 to Vanderbilt, and you're feeling good. And the pressure, as you brought up yesterday, and I didn't think about this until you said it, while there's still more pressure on Arkansas to win this game than Kentucky, at least in my opinion, some of that's lifted because you won last night. You're not going to be sitting down the barrel of an 0-2 week. You're at least going to be 1-1 and likely 2-0 if they play up to their standard Saturday.
And Bud Walton's worth that 8 or 10 points, which I think it will be on Saturday for an opponent like Oklahoma. But last night, Acuff led the way, not only just with points, but Oklahoma had trouble staying in front of Arkansas's dribblers, and particularly Acuff. The quickness that you saw, there was a few times with Wagner who ended up with no points in the game where he got around but couldn't score. But Acuff consistently got around his defender and got to the hoop. Malik Thomas did more of the same, and he had a little bit of that mid-range when the 3 wasn't open. He'd step inside, made an 18-footer a time or two, but really, I mean, when you look at a team that scored 56 of their 83 in the paint, it wasn't about dunks. This wasn't a game that Arkansas had a big highlight reel of dunks. This was about dribble drive and getting around the defender and getting to the rim.
Yeah, I misspoke there, Doug. Thank you. Malik had 16, but one of those areas that you're talking about when getting the rim, I think they went 13 to 17 on layups, and I think there's been other games this season where they've made like half of the attempts. So for them to be really dominant right around the bucket. And think about your big men. Your big men last night, don't miss a shot. Pringle has 8 points on 4 of 4. Malik Ewan hits all 5 of his field goals, plus gives you 2 other free throws. So, like, I know people are searching, like, hey, where do you get outside of Acuff? Well, when your big men give you 20 or more points on 100% shooting, that's how you were able to win the game despite going 2 of 17 for 3. You didn't have a ton of fast break points. Neither did Oklahoma, but you didn't turn the ball over either. So you didn't give them the opportunities to take advantage. And Oklahoma really didn't either when it came to turning the ball over. So this setup for Arkansas, you're now, again, after winning last night, you got Florida. Florida plays tonight. A&M is not going to play till this weekend, if I remember that correctly.
That's right.
And then you've also got Kentucky, who lost last night. So right now, you're solely in second place, depending on what Florida does. And then depending on how this weekend goes for the Aggies, you could have that first place either locked up by itself or at least be tied for a share. Well,
and you're coming into a stretch here. You're going to reach the middle way. You mentioned the conference record is now 6-2, so you'll play your 9th of 18 SEC games this weekend against Kentucky. Starting to really figure out who some of this league is, and Arkansas has a chance to win the regular season championship. Now, that's not the biggest thing I think that any of the three of us, or probably a lot of you out there listening, but while the league, I think, is clearly down from where it was last year, the parity is up.
Colton,
parity is up this year.
You might look on that. Is the last time you've done that 95? You won the regular season SEC championship in basketball? Which, again, that's not an accomplishment that we as fans are seeking. You want to end up in a deep run in the NCAA tournament. But I would think, just off the top of my head, because even like Mike's team in 15, Muss's teams didn't win it when he was here. You didn't. I don't think you were close, but I don't think you ever.
A lot of dribbles between now and then. And again, that's not the brass ring you're after. That's not the top of the mountain. But point is, name me anyone that's playing worlds better than Arkansas right now. So I mean, in this league,
and has the opponents like A&M's better statistically and from a record standpoint, but hasn't played the competition that Arkansas has, and you could really solidify that with a win against Kentucky on Saturday. And you're not. I don't know if you'd necessarily eliminate them from the NCAA tournament, but you sure would help them push. You would sure help push them in the wrong direction if you can beat Mark Pope and company. So
and they don't update. They don't update at this point the net rankings on a daily basis at this point. Kentucky was 29 going into last night, got beat on the road at Vanderbilt, who is the league leading number 13 team in the net ranking. So I'm not sure that Kentucky's going to slip a whole lot. Arkansas, by the way, is 20th, and again, not adjusted this morning after the win last night. OU, in case you weren't with us yesterday, OU 75th. So that win, because it's a road win against a top 75 net rankings team, qualifies as a quad one.
As would this one Saturday.
As would Saturday, because you're playing at home.
In the top 30.
Yep.
So they keep it within on that. So you could get 2 quad ones this week and beat a bitter arch rival that is definitely downtrodden, definitely down in the dumps relative to what they usually are in the pecking order of college basketball.
To answer your question, Ty, the last time they did win the SEC regular season championship was during the championship run in 1994. They've only won it one time since then, and that was the conference tournament championship with that run from Nolan in 2000. But since then, no regular season champion.
That reminds me of a stretch, and it's not often talked about enough. I know Z always brings it up. So the combination that JT and Hot Springs texted in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline with Todd Day, Lee Maybear, and Oliver Miller, they won 7 of 8 conference, regular season, and tournament titles when they were on campus. That, to me, is insane that you had that high of a success rate in a really, really quality, and I guess it would have been 2 quality college basketball conferences in the Southwest and the SEC. So we'll see if you can set yourself up for a deep postseason run. Sure helps when you beat Oklahoma in a way that, in a form of fashion, you did last night.
Yeah, so, hey, if you haven't downloaded the Bet Saracen app, ton of college basketball tonight, full slate. What is there, four games tonight in the SEC? That's right, 4. Mississippi State at LSU, Tennessee at Georgia, Texas at Auburn, and Florida at South Carolina. All the lines and money lines, point spreads, all that will be up there. And, of course, already Super Bowl and the Super Bowl prop bets are there. If you haven't had a chance to download the Bet Saracen app, be sure and do that right now. Bet Saracen's the #1 mobile sports betting app in our state. You'll see why. The features are easy. Plus, they got unique stuff you won't find chances on or opportunities on elsewhere. So it's the Bet Saracen app. Download it now in the Apple app or Google Play Store. Bet Saracen, Arkansas's #1 sports betting app.
You bet 25, you're going to get 125, so it's a pretty good deal on that. All right, are you guys queued up for your beefs?
Yeah, I think probably a lot of people have weather-related beefs out there listening
and
this morning.
Where I was going to go.
It's time for the opening drive.
Well, I got a couple guys that are so good going to the rim, but they got that bag of tricks over here that they got to grab into and shoot contested threes. Like, why? When you go to the rim, you're either dunking it, grabbing, and one. Why would you do it? Well, that's part of me. I can really, okay, now you're 0 for 4. You could have had 8 more points, maybe 9, 10, because they would have fouled you. They'll get it, but they got to keep sticking their hand on the stove and just say, come on, man.
So mine is weather related, and it's the aftermath of the snow, which is the temperatures that still are under freezing. What I mean by that is I enjoy having snow and seeing it once or twice a year. And usually it feels like that after Arkansas experiences snow, that it melts pretty quickly because the following days or weeks, the temperatures rise pretty rapidly. This week, pretty much across the board, was not like that. Yeah. And so you have a lot of people, even today on Wednesday, following the snow that started many places across Arkansas Friday night, still prevented from going to school, prevented from going to work, prevented from doing stuff that they need to accomplish and get done in the middle of their week. So it's not the snow itself, it's the temperature that followed the snow that has changed and unfortunately impacted in a negative way some of our lives when it comes to work schedule and everything else.
You starting to sound like me last week.
Well, you asked the question, it's like, do you actually like snow and whatever? And I've been annoyed and frustrated.
Everybody's like, hell yeah, days off work, and then you're releasing. Oh no, I had too many days off work.
It's not the initial snow and the fun and just the peacefulness that it initially brings. And we didn't get it as bad as say Mississippi and Oxford did.
They had more ice, tree damage.
And I know there are parts of our state that were unfortunately impacted in a negative way from a damage standpoint. but it's the aftermath that I think has annoyed me the most here on What's Your Beef Wednesday.
39 today. We got above freezing a good bit of yesterday. The sun just being out helps more than anything bake some of that off the roads, and they're doing a pretty good job of getting the blades back out there and kind of scraping all that off. But it's going to be there a while. Like I said, 39 today in Fayetteville, 45 Thursday, and then back to 31 for the high on Friday. So it'll be next week for some of this leaves the roadway. So no, you're right there. So, but one of my beefs, we still didn't. I think we may have gotten a little bit more than 4 inches of snow, but this 18 inches of snow that everybody was just, almost rooting for or going. Can you imagine? It wasn't a complete disaster out there in Colton. You were in the but you had a couple days you couldn't get out of your neighborhood. Can you imagine if we got 3 times as much snow as we ended up with? We still, that's still one of my beefs. We sensationalize all of this. Oh, the Euro model is showing 12 to 17 inches of snow. Rush to your grocery store. And we end up getting, 5 or 6 inches of snow, which is nice, but it was a far cry from the scare tactics we saw last week.
Well, they get multiple.
Try that microphone out there. Hey, what's going on? Hey, you're not on there. There you go.
They get
Turn yourself up.
yo.
I don't know.
P, I'm looking at this on NW homepage. P Ridge got over 11 inches. Rogers got over 8. Fayetteville, Washington County got over 7. So like you said, it did.
We had a nice snow. It's nice, but it wasn't a foot and a half.
But it depends on where you were. Like there wasn't expectations in the River Valley that you were going to get a foot.
There were early, then the model shifted, but anyway, here's been the best part of it. Walmart delivery can't get to my house, so they're twice daily trip. My wife's been cut off. Walmart has cut her
money.
off. I am saving money. I hope that I haven't shoveled one ounce of snow out of the driveway. May not. Now I've become the errand boy, which is fine. Mm-hmm. I had to bring try carrying cases of Coke Zeros down the driveway in ice and snow, but I just slid them down. So. Had to make a drive-through run on the way home from work last night, but hey, it's it's gonna be. I'm gonna tell you, I park across the street at the golf course nearby and walk back and forth to get in my car. But it may be a few more days before we can get a car up and out of my driveway.
That's the. I don't like slanted driveways, and it's not just you. Growing up, I told myself it's like I want a straight driveway because of it doesn't happen often. When you do have an issue like this, it makes it really difficult to get in and out of your car. I know I've talked to some friends. They wanted to clear the driveway out before their wives because they didn't want their cars to bottom off or anything like that. But I think, listen, it was fun this weekend. I'm ready for it to be gone and stop affecting our lives. And I wasn't negatively over-affected, but a lot of my friends and Morning Rush listeners were when it came to their daily jobs and various things that they just need to do and get done on a daily basis. So hopefully by the end of this weekend, the snow will be gone and we can get back to business as usual.
All right, What's Your Beef Wednesday, always brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market, 3042 North Market Avenue in Fayetteville. You can call ahead and they'll bring it out to the curb for you. 479-443-0000 to place your order or order online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Gavin in Fayetteville wants to know, do big groceries bribe weathermen to cause panic in order to empty the shelves?
Did you? I went to the store in the midst of all of, let's see, what day was that last week? Friday, and the store was packed, but I didn't find any empty shelves where I was at. There was still plenty of most everything. Now, I did go to the store this morning, right across the street from the studios, because I'm out of my Red Diamond Splenda Sweetened iced tea. Mm-hmm. I went in there yesterday. They didn't have it. So I went back this morning thinking, well, surely they'll stock this.
They still don't have it.
Still don't have it. Had to settle for Milo's. So somebody needs to get that nonsense straightened out right now. Right now.
Red Diamond versus Milo's.
Oh,
Isn't Milo's made in Arkansas, or am I making that up?
No, that's an Alabama product.
Okay. Where's Red Diamond?
Sure.
Where's Red
Milo's
Diamond?
has a chain of restaurants, I know, in the Alabama, because me and Ruskin ate there one time. It was just okay.
They live off that. What about the the Arizona. I've listened to the
If
Arizona.
you have a fast food restaurant and the best part about it's the iced tea,
not good. I listened to the air. Do you ever drink is it Arizona iced tea? That guy.
No, that stuff's terrible.
That CEO. Well, I respect the CEO. He's kind of like the Costco guy, where he keeps and has kept their big old. It looks like an energy drink, but it's an iced tea at, I believe, 99 cents. And he gets asked, it's like, you have so many competitors that are raising prices trying to keep up. And he's like, well, we feel like our customers have been good to us over the years, and we're still making money revenue wise. So we're going to keep it as is. I've never tried it because I'm not an iced tea guy. That's my dad's thing.
Love iced
Sounds
tea.
like your thing. But that's
Arizona. I don't. That's like fifth option. That's like drinking Tab. That's like drinking Tab instead of drinking Coke.
Red Diamond is one for someone that
Red
doesn't.
Diamond's 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, Milo's is 4. Come on, Red Diamond, let's get that fixed. I think that's a Highland Dairy product, perhaps.
So Arkansas.
Well, I think they distribute it. I don't think they make it, but they distribute it here. Hey, the Fence Man, I saw where they're going to be closed one more day today, but be back at tomorrow. You can call and set your appointments if you want to get a fence repaired. I know some people had, some fence damage in different places where trees have fallen, limbs have fallen on a fence. You need something repaired. They can help you with that. But, hey, if this winter weather brings thoughts of spring and a fenced backyard, and maybe you're planning some backyard renovations, let the Fence Man help you with that. 782-3936. They can secure your property with powered automatic gates, secure walk-through gates, and a fence that's custom and looks perfect to match your home. 782-3936 or online at thefencemanAR.com.
When we come back, Hog Update, more from Cal after last night's 4-point win over the Oklahoma Sooners.
Everybody's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot, and of course Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I'll face with you guys.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility. The Oklahoma blade is your secret weapon for pressured waters. Precision engineering, tournament proven, and one mission: dominate. Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait, here for one thing.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanAR.com. or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
I thought Malik Thomas played out of his mind.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hungry for a deal? Blue Ember Smokehouse is firing up the pits with specials you can't resist all week long in 2026. Kick off the week with Nacho Monday, your choice of slow-smoked pork, chicken, turkey, or brisket piled high with all the fixins. And then keep the party going with Taco Tuesday. Grab brisket, pork, or chicken tacos starting at just $2.99. And that's just the start. Weekly specials can vary, so check your local Blue Ember for all the delicious deals we're serving up. Stop by and see us, or visit blueembersmokehouse.com. Blue Ember Smokehouse. Get smoked.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you need closure?
on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
Wave Rural Connect has some exciting news. Our service is now available in a brand new zone covering parts of Midland and Montreal. If you're along Highway 45, 252 or 253, or on Douglas Road or Slaytonville Road, you can get fast, reliable fiber internet today. Don't miss out. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Wave Rural Connect. Internet that works when you need it most.
I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. My favorite sport is hockey. I love the ice, the sliding, and especially the hits, but I don't love those things on our roads. Winter weather is here, so slow down and drive defensively. But if a bad driver gets past your goalie, call me to make a power play against the insurance company. After 13 years of settling car wreck claims, I've got more than a few tricks in my hat. Call 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
Stop it. World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort. We're a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Dad, the driver looks dirty.
Ew, yucky, Daddy.
Hey, don't worry, boys. That's what we do best. At My Dreams Mo Wash, we make homes, businesses, and even big industrial spaces shine like new.
So you can clean houses and big buildings?
That's right. Residential, commercial, or industrial. No job's too big or too small. Call My Dreams Mo Wash today at 479-763-5561 or visit mjmowash.com.
My Junior's Mobile Wash. One call cleans it all.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Well, Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog.
Takeoff defends the inbounds. They drop it in. Baseline to the rim. Shot block. Brazil blocked the shot of Xavier Brown. Thomas out of there with it. They fouled him. They fouled Malik with 13 seconds to go.
Everything. I told him in the locker room, like, you really held me down on that because I got clipped on the screen. So if it was up to me, we'd have probably been in overtime still. We wouldn't have these cameras here, so I told him I appreciated him.
That was Malik Thomas talking about his teammates' effort. TB blocking what could have been the game-tying shot right before regulation. Then he goes down and cans 2 free throws, and Arkansas escapes Norman with an 83-79 victory. And listen, this is not the best defensive team that Cal's ever assembled. But it is nice to see them make plays in the LSU game, in the Oklahoma game. Hopefully the Kentucky game is not close on Saturday and they just blow them out. But if it comes down to a couple possessions, we've seen this team is capable of making those defensive plays and efforts. Do I need to talk for a bit? I think we're having microphone issues. So I know Tommy was going to say something very insightful there about what TB was not necessarily doing offensively, but defensively, very capable of doing a number of different things. He ends his night with 6 points, 7 rebounds, and also had 4 assists, which is, I feel like, a high number for Trevin Brazil, shooting 50%. And the Razorbacks, again, survive, which is what you have to do sometimes. Cal just talking about the overall effort of his team last night.
I watched Florida tape, and what they did is almost played them like boxing one. We chose not to do that to start the game, but we had it in the bag. But that's what we do, and that's what we did in the second half. So Nick played well. Malik Ewan played well. Carter played well. Billy played well. They all played well. DJ played well. So, it's on to the next game. And, let's get back. I want to be in bed by midnight, maybe by 11.
I don't know if he made it back by 11, but the game ended a little after 8. They probably actually did get back at a decent hour relative to what they usually get back, being that Norman's as close to campus as there is to the University of Arkansas in the SEC. And that was like the banana peel, the slip-up game. And Porter Moser and company almost had Arkansas slipping on it, and yet they somehow survived in advance. And now you've got a little bit of a winning streak heading into Saturday against your most hated rival, who got, if you haven't seen or heard, beat by 25 last night in Nashville. And Nashville was out there, I believe, without their second leading scorer last night. I say Nashville. Vanderbilt was out their second leading scorer last night. So encouraging performance from Arkansas. Big game from Darius Acuff once again. I feel like I'm just on repeat saying that. And now we get to look forward to a raucous, crazy atmosphere within Bud Walton Arena. And Cal got asked about that as well.
And now the only significance of the game to me is we need to keep winning, because let's stay pace with what's going on and people around us. And they're playing great. Mark Pope's doing a great job. He is. Look, for them to struggle and then to him to get him going, he's the right guy for that job. He is.
I think that remains to be seen. And I think in the eyes of many Kentucky fans, they are not necessarily thinking that same thing that John Calipari is thinking. So I don't know if we're going to solo this thing the rest of the show. I think maybe me and Tommy switch off segments. Like, he takes my mic, one segment, I walk away. Colton, is this your fault? The day you're back, 2 of our mics go out.
I'll go home.
You're good. Oh, man. Oh, the ever fun part of doing live radio here. What are we doing? This you want to do the read? You want me to pass this?
I'm just going to steal the microphone. I don't know what the hell's happening here. Hey, we're brought to you by Arts Barbecue Burgers and more. I saw Wade yesterday, and I want to encourage you because it's great to see people get out and eat local yesterday. Arts and Joe's Grill and Cantina are 2 of the locally owned restaurants in the Fort Smith area. So as you dig your way out, as you start, you've eaten all your snacks at home. You've went through all your rations. So get out and have a great meal today. Arts Barbecue and Joe's Grill and Cantina, locally owned. Like a lot of places, were shut down for a few days due to the weather, limited hours. They're back at it. If you want one of the best burgers, and I'm telling you, you probably hadn't had a great burger since all the snow started falling. Get to Arts. They got hand-patted burgers. They got about 10 or 11 different kinds of burgers. Anything with bacon on it's my recommendation. Whatever looks good on the menu, but make sure it has bacon. So roll out, just get you a bacon cheeseburger. Ken had one there. And I'd go half and half on fries and onion rings because they do homemade, handmade onion rings at Arts. Arts Barbecue, 452-2550, Rogers Avenue, 2 doors east of Lowe's. Eat local at Arts Barbecue in Fort Smith.
It's back to me. You don't want to talk the rest of it? Okay. Do we have anything else that we need to read or talk about before the segment is up? No? Okay. I do want to get into this, the latest piece from Matt Jones of Whole Hog Sports detailing some of the foundation changes. We kind of alluded to yesterday. Christina Long, his coworker, wrote something a little different just about Arkansas's finances, but I know people are up in arms kind of about what's going on there. And it is a What's Your Beef Wednesday, so it kind of times up perfectly for that. Hey, I know that we were one of my beefs was the weather, and one of the issues that we sometimes have is the tires. They don't have tread on them, or we don't have a vehicle that's ready for something like this. Well, good thing is I'm going to help you with that. Actually, I can't. Larry Rath and David Rath can help you with that. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. You can check them out at both locations. David's got the pop culture Larry's got the fishing info. And they both know a lot about cars and helping you out at the car care service centers. Both locations. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. All right, we're back.
Hello.
Was it one button?
Yes.
Talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot, and of course Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I'm faced with you,
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Raleigh. This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. You know, a famous coach once said there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
And there's only one Razorback store that's owned by a family of University of Arkansas alums.
And that's us, the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. Y'all know why seagulls fly over the sea and not the bay?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Dad, just please stop.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you could want. Tees, hoodies, puffer vests, polos from Nike, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, Champion, and many more.
Plus, we have stuff for your fan cave and those Razorback golfers out there.
So next time you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or call us at 479 Stadium. That's 479-782-3486.
Or you can shop us on that Googleator, Facegram, Instagram,
Dad, just stop
InstaWeb.
before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
The number, 0 turnovers for Darius Acuff.
This is The Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Rath Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson. Got a lot going on during the week. I really don't want to leave the office, but my stomach's still growling. Thankfully, my buddy Mitchell introduced me to DK Fit Meals. David and his team put together incredible meal preps for me each and every week. Mitchell, I'm sure glad you recommended DK Fit Meals.
And with Arkansas basketball season underway, finding time to cook every night just isn't that easy. So with DK Fit Meals, I've got meals that are ready to go in just a matter of minutes. Find your flavor at dkfitmeals.com. That's dkfitmeals.com. So easy, even Ty can do it. Fuel your life with DK Fit Meals.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust.
Winter has arrived, bringing frosty mornings, holiday travels, and unpredictable roads. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we've got you covered. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your vehicle for everything winter has in store. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpathsocial.com.
Is Saturday a free shot against Kentucky? What I mean, you're 1-0, they're 0-1, right in the thick of things here in the SEC. I mean, you're at home, should be the favorite. I don't know that I really see it that way. I saw some fans kind of describe it, now we got a free shot at Kentucky. That's old school talk. Kentucky's the underdog coming in. Is this a free shot?
No, it's a free shot for the wrong team.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw some fans.
Shut your mouth this week.
Yeah.
Don't say a word. If you want to talk trash after the game, that's perfectly acceptable. Don't say anything this week. I got a bad feeling about this game Saturday. They just got house last night by 25 to Vanderbilt. You're playing at Bud Walton. Arkansas is on a tear right now. All the expectations is for Arkansas to win this basketball game. And
the best part is you won't be behind enemy lines because it's a home game.
Yeah,
so
it's a home game.
We got a chance.
And that's the expectation. So I would refrain. And I have no problem with trash talk if you back it up. Maybe this team does, but I would not necessarily be talking a lot of smack to Kentucky fans prior to this game. If you want to do it after, fine.
Yeah.
But it's a free shot for the wrong team, the one in blue and white.
I didn't understand that kind of the mentality because it's almost like we're the underdog. I don't see Arkansas as the dog in this in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-mm.
So
who was saying that?
Oh, just message board type talk, text group type talk. I think Arkansas, and I get kind of where they're coming from, that if you lose this game, it doesn't penalize you as much because you won last night and because of Kentucky's loss last night. But I still think Arkansas and Kentucky could be in a tiebreaker situation come 10th day of March or whatever, when you determine the conference tournament seedings, and you don't want the one time you play them. These teams that you could be in a battle for to be in the double bye or not, you need the head-to-head win over.
Yeah, they're only one game back of you. They were tied heading into last night.
2 games back sounds a lot better.
Ryan says, I'm with you, Ty. I don't like them getting their butts beat last night. Speaking to Kentucky, keep their mouths shut.
That's got to fuel them a little more, right?
Mm-hmm. And Vanderbilt, Colin, help me on this. I don't think they had their second leading scorer. I can't think of that kid's name. So it's not like Vanderbilt was at full strength. I know Kentucky's not. Quaidance is out. They lost that one kid for the year, and they got that other kid with the busted hand or whatever. So it's not like they're at full strength. It's not the exact same setup as it was last year, and now the setup for the Razorbacks. Sorry, I didn't mean to lead you. No, it's not working either. All right. So Darius Miles, right? I think that's that kid's name. And then Kentucky's losing they've lost a couple guys. So the setup for the Razorbacks heading into this game is kind of eerily similar like it was last year. Now, Arkansas, I believe, was Cal talked about it last night. They were either 1-5 or 1-6 heading into that Kentucky game. And Kentucky has actually, prior to last night, had won four straight games. So a little different, little different setup, but it kind of feels similar to what Arkansas walked into in Rupp Arena last year. Injuries, no one expects them to win. we'll see what happens Saturday.
All right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Question. It is brought to you by Cart Path Social. If you want to swing the sticks a little bit during this cold weather, you're not going to get on the golf course, so your best option is Cart Path Social.
Yep, you can play one of over 1,000 different golf courses with my buddies, Christian Olson, Nate Garhan, and when it comes to fun, they have it. Whether it's doing that, they've got their Masters Invitational coming up. March Madness viewing is going to be there here in about a month and a half. All of it is for you at Cart Path Social. Super Bowl stuff, whatever you're going to find at Cart Path Social. Go to cartpathsocial.com. If you're looking to plan an event, click on the events tab. The prices are surprisingly affordable. Less than you think it would be. So go to cartpathsocial.com. It is always BYOB at Cart Path Social.
I've spent some time recently, in the last few days, in fact, on the golf simulator. It's amazing some of the courses in our state and some of the local courses, and even like Paynes Valley at Branson. So you can go to Cart Path Social, play that. I played Glenwood Country Club on the simulator. Glenwood down near Hot Springs. It's on there. Hardscrabble in Fort Smith. So, I mean, there's some really good play the Blessings. But then you can also play, they call it Georgia Golf Club on the it's a software called GS Pro, but that has all these. But you can play a lot of courses around the world. But you can play Pebble Beach. You can play Sawgrass. You can play. We played Pine Valley, which is one of the top courses in the country. So I mean, all those courses we'll never get to touch. Cypress Point. All those type of things, Pebble Beach, you can play those on at Cart Path Social.
All of it's there.
Yeah.
All of it's there.
Cool stuff.
I alluded to this before we went to break. Did you read Matt Jones' piece in Whole Hog Sports about the tickets? Because it's basically a reseeding.
A reseeding for football, yeah.
Yeah.
Which we talked about this before the show.
I didn't want to bring it up yesterday because you weren't kind of aware of what was going on.
No,
I felt like today would be a little easier.
I don't understand how they could think they can get away with this right now.
They went 2-10. Oh, listen,
I don't understand this at all.
Here's where my mind went. So you did it for baseball, and the baseball's been the most consistent team without a championship since 2017. Basketball, it was painful. It sucked. But I haven't heard. Listen,
but you had reason with Cal. You had reason.
It's January the 28th. When is the last time that someone has complained about ticket prices or whatever in basketball? No one, because they're winning. Football, they went 2-10, and I mean, I got texts from guys my age, guys 60 plus, that felt like that they don't feel a connection to the athletics department. Now they would if the football team was good, but they're not.
From the fan, can I give 2 points of view on this? Two arguments. From a fan's point of view, to hell with them. I won't buy tickets in the two or three games I actually get to a year that I want to go to. I'll just buy them on the sidewalk. That's a reasonable take.
Dirt cheap.
Okay, so that's one take, and I think that's a reasonable take if you've got it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, let's look at it from Hunter Yurchek's standpoint. Let's look at it from Ryan White's standpoint in the foundation. All right, you just did this reseeding in baseball. You did a reseeding in basketball, and now a lot of people. And you read in that article that Christina Long wrote, they over $10 million in the annual giving that's reoccurring that's going on. A lot of people gave that $40,000. Is that a fair conclusion from everything you've read?
Based on them collecting $20 million, yeah.
Okay, now you've asked all these people that gave $40,000 that can buy tickets in football because they qualify for this new platinum level. Hey, you get all these benefits, but you can't sit in the good seats necessarily in football because we hadn't done a reseeding there. I think the reseeding's almost necessary to go along with what you ask people to give in basketball.
Okay.
Because, hey, if you can get 20 seats in basketball and 40 in football, whatever it was, I can't ask you to give this money, but by the way, you're going to be sitting at the 20-yard line in football.
So
because all those seats are taken where you'd want to sit. So it's almost like you got to do this to even things up for the people that are given the big bucks to get the best seats.
Here's what I texted. I was like, okay, so what is the solution? Because like in terms of if you're going to do if you're not going to do this, what's the solution to raise money? And I didn't get a quality response. Now they need to sell the patches on the jerseys. They need to sell the naming rights to the stadium, which has been 2+ years.
They've tried. They're not willing to give it away, and they can't sell it for the price they want.
So they're still trying to get money, or they need to be trying to get money in other ways. This is another way where they're trying to raise money.
Here's what the Board of Trustees should demand and just dictate. Or maybe this is just a Chancellor Robinson can sign off on this. We're going to reseat every 3 or 4 years. pick a number. Someone give me the reasons why it should be 3 versus 4. We're just going to do this regardless. It's the fairest way. Whether you're good, whether you're bad, we're going to reseat all sport. Well, we're going to reseat football, men's basketball, and baseball every 3 years. We're going to do it simultaneously, and that way, if you're, if you come into money, your company grows to a certain point, and now you can give to the levels they're asking you to. You got a chance to sit there. Hey, it sucks for commoners like me and you. I get it, but if you're in a world where money matters most, I think where they're really messing up is putting the fans through this painful process seemingly every year with a different sport. So let's just do it all. Hey, we're only going to do it every 4 years, but by God, we're going to do it every 4 years. And that way, if you're waiting in line and, hey, I'm giving my $40,000, but I'm getting $20,000 worth of seats, that we have a time frame for evening it up.
Rob's in Benville here on the Lewis Automotive. Oh, he was in Benville. Rob, you want to
couldn't afford to hold. He's trying to buy tickets
to get back.
But
on
this
track.
makes, as a fan, as a business person, I see it. As a fan, BMF. I would, and I'm going to think long and hard. Because my season tickets are in our season ticket upper deck already.
You've got the 7 games at home. You got the 5 SEC games here. Unfortunately, you got to go to Salt Lake City, but you have the attraction of Georgia, Tennessee, and LSU. Year one of trying to do this. But again, the crux of this whole thing, you can get away with it in baseball. It sucked, but DVH's what he's built there. Cal can get away with it in basketball. We've seen the benefits of John Calipari being on this campus. But guys, and I'm speaking of the athletics department here. Since 2012, we have been irrelevant in college football. We've had one season above 500. And no one in their right mind thinks that Ryan Silverfield in year one is going to go 5-4 or better in this league. It's not going to happen. So the idea that fans that have suffered through dog bleep for a decade and a half, and then now you're expecting them to pay even more money to make up for your own mistakes, the hirings that haven't worked out, the different issues that we've had on this campus when it comes to football. That's the fan standpoint.
Colton, look, see if you can research it, because I know when you donated like the $40,000 for the new Broyles Matthews Platinum level, you got, I think it's 20. You got 21 seats in football and like 14 in basketball. Look that up, because here's what I think is really at the heart of this. We ask all these people in basketball to give $40,000, and a lot did. But now they can't get the good seats in football because they're tied up. Hunter, is that the heart of the matter? Ryan, is that the heart of it? Someone call or text me or call the show here and let me know. I really think that's at the heart of it. Because that was why they had to reseat baseball. You had people giving $10,000 a year that qualified for seats behind the plate, but they weren't available because someone who had them for 20 years still sat in them, so you had to do a reseat to make them available.
There's no easy resolution to this, but
I think it was 21 in football and 14 in basketball if you gave $40,000.
Okay.
And then 8 or 10 in baseball or whatever it was. You got to make the best seats available if you're going to ask people to do that. But as a fan, I'm with you on this. You didn't give me a product worth a damn, and now you want me to pay more to keep the seats I've got? I'll just watch on TV. I think that's the way a lot of fans
like you said,
feel.
you could buy secondary market tickets for $30.
Yeah.
For marquee games.
And not give a dime. Hey, LureNet.com is the place to go. LureNet.com has all the Arkansas-made baits like Rebel, Yum, Booyah, and more that are all there to make sure that your next fishing trip, whenever it warms up a little bit, is perfect. Get the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue and take that out to the White River right now for that trophy brown or rainbow. That's LureNet.com or shop now at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops Academy and your favorite tackle stores everywhere.
At the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app, we realize lots of you have thought about opening an account, but you just haven't made that move yet. Well, now's the time with our new player offer. It's easy. You just sign up, use the code WELCOME, deposit at least $25, place a $25 bet, and that's it. Once that bet settles, you'll have $125 in free bets ready to go. Bet Saracen, the most popular sportsbook app in the state. Download it today on all your devices. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Whether you're fishing for coldwater bass on Beaver Lake or Table Rock, or fishing for a trophy brown trout on the mighty White River, the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue will catch them. It has that famous rolling action whether it's fished extremely slow or worked fast in heavy current. This rogue suspends so it will stay in the strike zone longer, allowing you to catch more fish. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Raleigh. This is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. You know, a famous coach once said there's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but there's only one Razorback.
And there's only one Razorback store that's owned by a family of University of Arkansas alums.
And that's us, the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The largest Razorback store south of the North Pole. Y'all know why seagulls fly over the sea and not the bay?
Why?
Because if they flew over the bay, they'd be called bagels.
Dad, just please stop.
Anyway, the Stadium Shop on Razorback has everything you could want. Tees, hoodies, puffer vests, polos from Nike, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, Champion, and many more.
Plus, we have stuff for your fan cave and those Razorback golfers out there.
So next time you're in Fayetteville, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or you can shop us on that Googleator, Facegram, Instagram,
Dad, just stop
InstaWeb.
before you hurt yourself. He's talking about our website, which is shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
This is the Morning Rush.
2026 is looking bright at Wrap Auto Resources. Celebrate by driving away in one of our road-ready certified pre-owned cars, reconditioned and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our award-winning customer service, non-commissioned sales team, and painless pricing, we take the hassle out of the car buying experience, so you can focus on more important things, like that new gym membership, quitting smoking, or that other thing. Ring in the new year with a new ride and see why all the happiest drivers are rolling with Wrath. Wrath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. WrathAutoFortSmith.com.
All white chicken meat breaded in tortilla chips. They're Taco Bell's crispy chicken nuggets. Pretty different than the nuggets you're used to. Haters will say, that's not the classic nugget. Haters are right. Haters will love them anyways. Oh, and they come with Hidden Valley Ranch, another classic. But we mix it up with Diablo. They can't hate that. I mean, they can, but they won't. Crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell. A brand new classic. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time only while supplies last.
At Wrangler, we know the essential question for any guy is, can I go like this? It could be date night, boys' night, work, or your nephew's school play. It could be anything. And the last thing you want to do is change. That's why Wrangler makes jeans, shirts, jackets, and tees that answer yes to life's essential question. You can go in Wrangler. Check out our latest styles today at Wrangler.com. Wrangler for the ride of life.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, Johnny'sTransmissionFS.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we should see an increase in the sunshine. Our high this afternoon will be in the low to mid 40s. Tonight, an increase in the clouds. An overnight low drops down into the low 20s. Thursday will be in and out of the clouds. Our high on Thursday will be in the low to mid 40s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith, broadcasting live from the Busch Light Studios. This is the Morning Rush. This hour of the Morning Rush is powered by Busch Light. Busch Light, the coldest and smoothest light lager there is.
Say hello to the Arkansas Razorbacks, who enter Norman as a 15th ranked team in the country.
Brown drives the paint on Brazil. Trevin blocks the shot. Acuff out of there with it. Ahead to Knox to the rim for a two-hand finish.
How many guards are you saying I'd rather have the ball in their hands in crunch time than Darius Acuff Jr.?
Acuff off a screen, drives to the right elbow, and a little floater from Darius drops. 13 for Acuff. Hogs are up 51-50.
I thought Malik Thomas played out of his mind.
Kick out. Thomas going to drive, 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot, reverse layup, good.
So now that we're here, every day, just make each other better, go at each other every single day, share knowledge, gain wisdom, and just iron sharpen iron in my opinion.
Pack 3, no good. Wagner with a rebound, saves it in bounds. Hawks clear it out to the other end. Arkansas wins the game.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft. This is the Morning Rush.
It's not always pretty, but Arkansas got it done last night in Norman, 83-79. The Razorbacks heading into Saturday against Kentucky with another victory. You're 6-2 right now in conference play. You'd love to be 7-2 as of about 7:45 Saturday night. You didn't have a great performance against LSU, got the win. The same could be said about what happened last night on the road, Tommy.
Absolutely. And, I think road conference games, you just find a way to survive and win. You've won at Ole Miss. You've won at Oklahoma. Those are two games you needed to win on the road, and now you got a weekend where you're not, you're guaranteed not to go 0-2 this week, and you got Kentucky coming in for a great Saturday tilt. It's What's Your Beef Wednesday. It's brought to you by Richards Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. If you need to load up your load up your freezer again. Maybe you've went through some things in your freezer the last few days of being snowed in. They've got everything you need, including freezer bundles, but maybe you're just ready for a great steak or a fresh piece of chicken or some fresh fish. They've got that, fresh kebabs to get back out on that grill and do those as well. Call ahead for curbside pickup, 479-443-0000, and start thinking about your Super Bowl party. Wings, chili, what else you need from Richards to make it a great Super Bowl party? You got all the sides to go along with it as well. Order online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
Well, when you shoot 2 for 17 from the 3 and you figure out a way to win, it means we're not bad. We got a pretty good team.
They do have a pretty good team. You're the number 1 team, at least by ranking in the SEC, top 20 in the net. We'll see an update on that hopefully after a win Saturday, which is another quad 1 opportunity unless Kentucky's change after their win or after their loss last night. If you haven't seen it, Kentucky just got absolutely obliterated by Vanderbilt on the road. So they're trying to bounce back after winning 4 straight and then getting housed last night. Darius Acuff, another great performance from him.
The number, 0 turnovers for Darius Acuff.
9 assists to go along with 21 points. Him and Malik Thomas combined for, I think, 24 in the second half. And both guys really did it without the element of the three-point shot, considering they went 2 of 17, like Cal said.
Yeah, and this is a game about getting to the rim. It was a game about getting by the defender. I thought there were 2 key things that happened in the game last night. The stretch to close the half, even though you gave up a closing bucket to Oklahoma to make it a 4-point game, you got momentum back on your side after trailing by 13. The way they closed the last 5 or 6 minutes of that half was critical to the victory. And then Ty, no turnovers for like the last 11 minutes of the game. Those were two key things that helped Arkansas secure this win.
And Arkansas really doesn't turn the ball over. Darius has a great assist-to-turnover ratio on the season. The Razorbacks, while they do force a lot of turnovers at times, they're not necessarily giving the ball back on the other end. They've had times this season where they've struggled at that, but for the most part, that's been a successful asset to this basketball team is not turning the ball over. So hopefully the Razorbacks can continue on this game heading into Saturday. I know people are really excited about that. John Calipari had plenty of good things to say about his team after. There's some things they gotta figure out, but it was really complimentary of one of his freshmen.
I thought Malik Thomas played out of his mind.
And didn't hit a three-pointer last night. So a lot of things that he could show outside of just knocking down the long ball. We welcome in our buddy Richard Davenport, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette. RD team gets another crucial win last night. When you look at the SEC and where Arkansas is right now, you got to be pretty happy if you're a Razorback fan this morning, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so too. And I was just listening to you guys, and if they just shot just average from the 3-point line, they would have won, by double digits. But that's a good sign that they struggled. That were able to struggle and still pull out the victory on the road. So, you can look at it so many different ways, but the lack of turnovers also was definitely a huge part of the victory too.
Kind of the different feeling than Kentucky fans are experiencing after their game last night. You're Mark Pope. You're looking at what lies ahead this Saturday in Bud Walton Arena. I mean, how do you deal with this Arkansas basketball team?
Well, I think they'll be very motivated. Usually you may. Well, I won't say usually, but oftentimes you have just one performance during the year that you just absolutely stink up the place. I highly doubt that Kentucky will come in and stink up Bud Walton. Obviously, Arkansas fans hope that's the case, but I doubt that they have back-to-back performances like that. So I think it's going to be a really good game, and I don't think that you're going to see a repeat of what happened in Nashville.
Richard, you've been around a long time. Where does Darius Acuff rank in your mind amongst the greatest Razorback players? I know we were talking yesterday about Sidney Moncrief and him being drafted 5th, and there's some starting to have conversation about how high in the draft Acuff can go. There's been a lot of comparisons to Lee Mayberry, one of the great point guards. Where does this guy who we're watching greatness unfold, and we know it's only going to be one season, where in your mind does he place?
He's most likely going to be at the top, one of the top. Being an old timer, it's hard for me to say that he's he tops Sidney Moncrief. Sidney Moncrief to me, anytime you needed a basket, it was a must time for someone to step up. 9 times out of 10, Sidney Moncrief was able to deliver, and obviously different times you didn't have. You didn't have the one and done type deal, and he played played out his career at Arkansas, but with Acuff and what he's able to do, and just what I love is just his demeanor. He doesn't get too high, he doesn't get too low. I was talking to Paul Bencardi, who obviously covered him in high school, and he talked about his maturity and his ability to be able to kind of self-reflect, know what he needs to work on, knows what he needs to get better at, and he's very focused on being answering the uncomfortable criticism that a lot of kids aren't able to take, and he had some immaturity issues in high school, but I think he's been able to master that for the most part. I think a lot of that has to do with Coach Cal, but he's able to look at himself and self-reflect and see where he needs to improve, and just the way he handles himself on the court, I think he's just not only a great role model as far as the way he plays, but the way he conducts himself. And I've always admired people and players that have been able to control their emotions. Now, for the most part, and not get too high and too low, because I think sometimes that if you get too high and you kind of lose self-control a little bit in some areas. But with him, he's just such a mature guy. But that's a long story to answer your question. But I mean, he's definitely going to be right up there at the top.
And with as great as he's playing, we've seen Cal still willing to publicly come out and say, "Hey, I'm not happy with him," and it made him mad. And Cal talking last night about this team still not listening to him. He said, "Hopefully they figure out their ways." And his frustrations, I believe, are centered on the defensive side of the ball. But even as well as his team's played through nearly half of SEC play, Coach Cal still can feel the frustration a little bit on him that the team's still not doing all the things he wants them to do.
Yeah, there's no doubt. The defense is definitely an area that they have to improve on if they want to, try to achieve, their long-term goals for this season. But I think that's the biggest glaring problem. And it's something that it has to do with just having the intensity from the get-go and playing hard on the defensive side. But they sometimes go to sleep on defense, and it's got to drive him crazy. If they play hard and their defensive intensity is high, this team's very, very tough to beat. I mean, they're already tough to beat now, but it goes up a notch or two if that defense improves.
Talking with Richard Davenport, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. You referenced talking with Paul Biancardi. I know you also talked with him about Abdul Toure, who's one of Arkansas' signees, along with J.J. Andrews. This is a kid, it's like you saw him on Sun Service. He's 4-star and seems like he's rising. Really sounds like he's playing himself to continue to rise on the recruiting ranks, RD, before he gets to Fayetteville.
Yeah, that's the tough part. Paul always talks about sometimes, a guy can have a great, great season, but doesn't move up necessarily, and it's not necessarily a reflection on him, but it's a reflection who's in front of him, and it's kind of hard to, get ahead of those guys because they're also outstanding basketball players, but his athleticism is probably right up there at the top as far as this 26 class, and Paul thinks he can be one of the, obviously. He can show up in Fayetteville probably next year and be, if not the most athletic guy on the team, would definitely top 2 or so athletic. His athleticism is so I guess you could say somewhat freakish, and obviously when you have that and you improve in certain areas of your game, which he has, as far as his mid range and his 3-point shooting ability, which when you're so explosive like him. You saw that last night with Brazil. They had to respect his outside shooting, so he was able to go to the basket. That same thing with Torrey. So, he's showing out, and he's not hurting the stock at all. That's for sure.
Brazil's got a really good ball fake, and like you said, he utilized it several times last night and was able to get to the rim for a few easy buckets. Richard, staying within the confines of recruiting, you've got two differing opinions on Arkansas's recruiting class. And I've been asked about this, and I didn't know the answer. Why are they like top 30 on 24/7 Sports and then top 10 on On 3? Could you explain that in terms of their football class that Ryan Silverfield's bought in the portal?
Yeah, definitely. On 3 takes in consideration what you've lost as far as outgoing transfers, and they take in consideration of what you've gained as far as incoming. And they calculate that, and this year, what they lost was, as far as the average rating for the transfer going out was about 2 percentage points less than what they had coming in. So that's why you have the number 9 ranking according to On 3, because Arkansas was one of the teams that they see as that really improved themselves as far as the incoming class over what they lost. 247 only calculates what you gained. They don't take into consideration what you've lost, and that's why they were 28 in the country last week when I wrote about it, but they're like 29, which basically not a huge difference. But this class, if you look at the individual rankings as far as each transfer coming in, it's about on par what Arkansas has done in the past. Now, an area where they seem to really focus on is obviously they had some guys that were very productive coming, as far as the transfers that they signed, very productive at their old school. Some of the guys that were probably behind, some upperclassmen, younger guys, them being, freshmen or redshirt freshmen or something like that, they played behind some older guys or more talented guys, but yet they were highly recruited coming out of high school. So I think what you see is a good mixture of proven highly productivity guys coming in, along with guys that have a lot of potential.
Richard, what are you hearing from parents and players and different contacts about the energy level and the culture being built with Ryan Silverfield's program? I'm starting to hear a few people note some of the differences between the way Sam Pittman's the feel of the building, if you will, and the way it feels now within those four walls.
Well, I think if anything, it just that they do seem to have honestly a lot of the same characteristics that a lot of other schools have, as far as family atmosphere. The energy seems to be pretty good, but evidently the coaches were able to kind of give that confidence level to even the new guys coming in, as far as the transfers or even high school kids, that they're changing the culture, and they're changing the whole attitude of the program, and kids seem to buy into that. Obviously, we won't know the true story until next season and how they perform on the field, but at least what they're able to sell, the kids are buying.
Yeah, I've even heard it noted several times about just the organization on the visits during the portal period, and the way the staff went about just the organization of the recruiting process from the early signing period through the portal, that it was notably different.
I haven't heard that, but it may be the case.
Mm-hmm.
Richard, last thing before we let you go, Silverfield, I know Coach Lundy is going to be there as well, the Arkansas Football Coaches Association clinic coming up. What does that look like? What does that entail?
Obviously you have about 1,000 or more high school coaches show up for the clinic. This is the 17th year, which would be February the 6th through the 8th. Arkansas coaches will be there, along with obviously Coach Silverfield. He will speak to the clinic, which is pretty customary for the Arkansas coach to speak Friday night, be the featured speaker. It just gives them an opportunity to mix and mingle with high school coaches, and they'll also kind of have a breakout session talking about the assistant coaches after Coach Silverfield speaks, which basically just kind of shows, like kind of a chalk talk, I guess you could say. It kind of shows, in small groups, each position coach will talk to the high school coaches and kind of show, how they do things and their philosophy, and how to, their offensive scheme, defensive scheme, how they teach each individual position and stuff like that. And those breakout sessions usually last about an hour, and sometimes go longer than that. I've seen them go, an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes. The coaches will stick around until the high school coaches have, all their questions answered. So it's just, just a good opportunity to develop relationships with the high school coaches. Coach Silverfield spoke to the clinic back in 2020, so he's no stranger, obviously, to the coaches and the staff in the state. But his newer coaches will also be able to mix and mingle and get to know the coaches
All right. Richard, stay warm and safe, and we'll catch up with you next week.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
All right, Richard Davenport with us here on the Morning Rush, and it's brought to you by Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. You can take control of your health with Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. I've done this program and started back in December, and have already noticed, noticeable results. Weight's down. And they do a customized weight program for you. Energy is up, and they do a customized program. Here's what I liked about it. First of all, we started off with a telemedicine visit over the phone. Lots of questions. Questions about my goals, where I was at right now. Then it was a visit to Vici Aesthetics and Wellness in their Springdale office to do some blood work, figure out what my deficiencies were, to figure out how we customize this plan just for me. They recommended a couple of different peptides. We ended up settling on NAD+, but they got glutathione and Samorelin. You can also do the customized weight loss programs with things like Teraziptide and in programs like that give you that weekly shot. It's called The Shot to help you lose that weight. Semaglutide is another one that they have as well. So they'll customize the weight loss program, a peptide program for you. And then after doing the blood work, check your hormones, see where you're at. And they offer different hormone replacement therapies as well at Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. Go to ViciAestheticsandWellness.com, 479-343-8424, but I would start at their website, ViciAestheticsandWellness.com. That's VICI, aestheticsandwellness.com. And tell them you heard it here on the Morning Rush. They'll give you 10% off your order when you start your journey with them. I'm going to do it. You should join us. Get 10% off, 479-343-8424 for Vici Aesthetics and Wellness.
All right, let's take a quick call before we get a break. Brent is in Searcy this morning here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. What's up, Brent?
What's up, Ty and Tommy? Long time no talk.
Yeah, good
Loved
morning.
it.
Good morning.
Glad to see that y'all are in one piece and able to make it into work and survive the storm.
Happy to be here.
Hadn't missed a day yet.
I know that's better than your compadres Chuck and Bo. They were just back in today.
Well, their limo service couldn't quite get out in the snow. I mean, it was a little hard for the limo. We don't have limo service to our show.
Could not quite make it.
No.
But let's talk about this article that y'all referenced yesterday about our Razorback basketball team. It's incredible. We just don't realize as regular folks how much money the athletic department has to put in to other sports that don't make $1.50.
Exactly. I mean, no one would run a business the way the athletic department's ran. Nobody. No one would spend $1 million on tennis that brings in $82.
What about the MDA?
That was eye-opening. That was eye-opening to me, and I thought that I was knew how athletic departments were run, but that was athletic. That was eye-opening to me.
This isn't anything new. Athletic departments have been ran this way for decades. Football and men's basketball, in most cases, have supported and been the cash cow that kept everything else going.
And it's like this on high school campuses, too. I always wondered why our crappy football team got new jerseys and various other things, and then you realize, because they make all the money, and boosters support that. It's like that in high schools. Yeah, it absolutely is.
High school sports and athletics are funded by the taxpayers.
But the majority of the funding goes towards football, like it does in college.
You have more athletes involved in football than any other sport, but nonetheless, I hear your point. But I don't know. I don't know that it was I think it's eye-opening to the public. I think it's the way it's been, Brent. But question is there with Title IX that's still involved? I mean, can you just start cutting programs? I don't know where when the donors and the fans are already tapped out. Where else is there to get money other than to eliminate some of the places you're spending money?
So I mean, the way I see it myself is you look at it this way: the women's tennis team or tennis teams don't make enough money to afford to go to take a family of four to a movie theater, watch a movie, and go to McDonald's and eat off the value menu all in one same night. They don't make that kind of money.
No, but they spend over $1 million.
But
it's that way in a lot of other places. I don't imagine the tennis program makes a lot of money at Ole Miss or Tennessee or anywhere else.
Oh yes, I understand that. Now let's go on to our basketball. Good gracious, this team is fun to watch. They keep their foot on the gas at all times. If we could have hit our 3-pointers last night, we'd have won by 15. But a win's a win. Let's go. Acuff and Thomas. I mean, we're playing at a high level right now. Everybody's contributing to the basketball. Everybody's contributing to the basketball team, and it is fantastic to watch.
Yeah, Brent, thanks for the call. I heard Cal talking after the game with Coach Z that he gave him Sunday off, and he said, I may start doing that again. May take tomorrow, just watch film, do some walkthrough. But he said they had the energy we needed at the end of the game to get it done. And he recognized that, and I think we're at that point in the year where you're trying to manage your team's endurance as much as anything right now. Hey, when it comes to banking, you deserve a pleasant and productive experience and one that puts you first. And that's exactly what you'll find at Sterling Bank, your community bank right here in Northwest Arkansas. Top-notch customer service. Every transaction feels personal because they're not just your bankers, they're your friends and your neighbors. And at Sterling Bank, they're committed to the people, the businesses, and the organizations that make Northwest Arkansas thrive. Their passion for growth and progress, it fuels everything they do. So if you're looking for a friendly hometown bank, visit Sterling Bank, Fayetteville, Rogers, or in Bentonville, and learn more at stirbank.bank. Sterling Bank, invested in you, committed to Northwest Arkansas.
All right, when we come back, SEC update. Kentucky clowned in Nashville last night. Razorbacks beat the Sooners, and some other things going on in this conference next when we come back.
Well, he's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot. And, of course, Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I'll be with you guys.
The number, 0 turnovers for Darius Acuff.
This is The Morning Rush.
With 10 extravagant indulgences for $3 or less, Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu makes you feel Lutz. As their official Lutziers, I help when it makes you feel too Lutz. Like when you eat the delectable new mini taco salad, you don't need a mini taco salad fork. The fork that comes in the bag is fine. Just like the beefy potato loaded griller isn't bruleed, it's grilled. Just as good though. Try Taco Bell's new Lutz value menu for $3 or less today. At participating Taco Bell stores while supplies last. Price of participation varies. Tax extra.
When it's time to stock the bar, fill the cooler, or grab the perfect bottle, stop by River Point Wine and Spirits. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer at the right price. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. So come stock up for game night, date night, or the weekend ahead. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
What's new at the Golf Nut in 2026? Plenty. Mizuno JPX 1 woods and hybrids are now in stock. So are Cobra Optim Adapt woods, hybrids and irons, ready for every swing style. Starting in February, check out our brand new Titleist ball display, featuring every number Titleist Pro V1 ball from 0 to 99. Step inside our newly remodeled retail space, explore the simulation bays, and experience our new fitting and lesson bay. Plus, new inventory arriving weekly. The Golf Nut, everything you need to play better.
Ah, the Internet, a place where your curiosity can flourish. Unless malware gets in the way. It's a place that can surprise you. With phishing websites and trackers. The Internet is wonderful, but you must protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. Tech Radar named it the #1 VPN in 2025. A single NordVPN account secures up to 10 devices. What else? This cybersecurity tool also encrypts your browsing. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. NordVPN scans the dark web to check that the information associated with your email address is not exposed. Just a few clicks and you're safer online. Browse with more peace of mind. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com.
Wes, how many people can a large pizza feed?
About 4.
So I should tell Cousin Jeff 1.
Oh, wow. He's a big eater.
The biggest. He once got kicked out of an all-you-can-eat diner because they ran out of food. How many can a small pizza feed?
I'd say 2.
Our small pizza at $15 is a meal for 2? We should advertise this. That goat'll hunt.
Dog.
What you call me?
That dog will hunt.
Wes, dogs are man's best friend. Goats are the true hunters.
Goats?
Billy Goat Jr.'s Grammy was trained to chase squirrels, cats, birds, and rabbits. We could hear her for miles through the brush. And she'd circle them right to us.
You're not serious.
As serious as a meal for 2 for $15.
You're an interesting cat.
What'd you call me?
A meal for 2 for $15. Eat Jim's RazorbackPizza.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally held the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Hey, Paul. This is an interesting call. About 2 minutes ago, a tree just fell through my bedroom.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit in shock, I guess. I'm in another part of the home, and I heard and, of course, felt this noise. And also heard this boom.
So your first inclination was to wait to go on the Feinbaum show? Was that it?
I don't know what else the hell to do. Didn't hurt either one of my dogs, and I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do right this second. That's why I didn't hang up the phone and panic. So my point is, didn't LSU last year, you know these facts and I don't.
I love how he just goes right after telling that story, then he goes right into his question after.
About 2 minutes ago, a tree just fell through my bedroom.
I was trying to think of the weirdest occurrence we've ever had on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, and I don't think anything to stop that. I don't think so.
We had someone that worked with us years ago, it's probably before you were here, that had a tree fall through part of their house. Similar story. They stayed in the house as they were doing the repairs. I'm like, how in the world do you live in a house that half of it's got a tree laying? This tree was laying in the living room. They were confined basically to the bedroom for weeks. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that.
I can't either. But apparently for Vance in Georgia, that was just something he had to tell Paul and obviously ask him his football question, I think it was.
Yeah.
All right, SEC-wise, you had 3 games last night. Alabama took down Missouri by 26. Vanderbilt pounded Kentucky by 25 in Nashville. There's a play. The audio is not that great. I don't know if you caught it. So Tega Owe and that kid that hit the game winner in LSU a couple weeks ago. Do you happen to see that, Tommy? Have you seen that clip? Colton, I know you have. They passed it to him inbounds. Owe grabs it, then takes it out of bounds, and then tries to pass it in, leading to a Kentucky turnover. They're down by like 20 at that point, and that
just
has
loss
at
of
points,
focus.
yeah, sums up the Kentucky season. Before the game, they were caught on mics saying, "Let's touch the money." Isn't that what they said? The phrase, and that was what they 1, 2, 3 touch the money. Keep in mind, this is reportedly the highest paid roster in all of college basketball that is on the brink of not making the NCAA tournament.
Money doesn't always win, does
Nope.
it?
Now, again, said it earlier, I would urge caution this week. Don't say a word till about 7:45 Saturday night. Kentucky is very capable of beating Arkansas. Despite being injury-ridden this season, they've had tons of things pop up. They've got 3 of their better players that are out at this point. I would just highly encourage everyone not to say anything to your Kentucky friends or on social media.
Mark Pope's
Don't want that
taller
to
than
come.
anyone on your team.
Yes, Pope is a man.
Large man.
Yeah. So it was him and Shepard's dad, Reed Shepard's dad. Delk was on that 90-16 too, right?
Sounds right.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head.
That's a Clay question, but
Well, I don't. I mean, it was 30 years ago. I'm not quite sure, but I believe Tony Delk was on that team.
He won that national championship and was a very good college basketball player. We'll see if his team's ready to go on Saturday. Games tonight: Mississippi State at LSU, Tennessee against Georgia, Texas at Auburn, and then Florida against South Carolina. Aggies off today. They did not play last night either, so right now they still hold solo in first place, and Arkansas is at second. We'll see what happens with Florida tonight. Florida could be in second as well, but with Kentucky losing, right now you got sole possession at least till about 10-15 tonight of second place.
What was the final in that Missouri-Alabama game? Write it down.
Bama won by 26, 90-64.
All right, so I guess all the favorients were winners last night. Arkansas won road game. Road teams, it's a reason why it's hard on the road, so we'll see. Who can win on the road tonight? I don't know if State can beat LSU. I know that what the record is, but they're a hard team. Tennessee at Georgia. You just went through. I'm just thinking about from a road standpoint. I don't see any way South Carolina wins at home though against Florida, particularly Florida coming off a loss. I don't think Florida's going to lose two in a row.
I don't think so either.
If you had to pick one, most likely Florida at South Carolina, probably going to be a road winner tonight.
Bediako had 14-6 last night. If you missed it yesterday, he's got you call it a continuance of sorts? Because
an extension.
An extension.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that the NCAA, not litigators, their legal counsel couldn't get down to Tuscaloosa. And so we'll see. So they've won one and they've lost one. So if they rule him ineligible, do they take away this win against Missouri last night? I don't know how this is going to play out. But
I think the league should, just to send a strong message. If the league doesn't want this to continue. Again, don't box yourself in with your words here, because there may be a day and time soon you'd like an Arkansas player that finds himself in a similar situation to be eligible for your team. So I wouldn't be barking too loud about what Alabama's doing, because Arkansas could very well in a year or two be in a similar spot. So I'll just keep my stones inside my own glass house. Because I don't think I don't think they'll rule this to be legal. But they got to figure, how can a player come from Europe and be eligible? Some of this doesn't make sense in what they allow and what they don't allow in this case. All right, that's your SEC update. It's brought to you by Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental. They're at the entrance to Riley Farm, provide every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman and his team give their patients a better smile, a more confident and comfortable approach every time, so that you feel very comfortable in your experience at the dentist. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms, now offering same-day crowns. Also, the Snore Guard. If your wife is elbowing you in the night saying, roll over, go sleep on the couch, let them custom make a Snore Guard for you. Mention you heard it here and save $300 off. 479-226-3500 to book an appointment, 226-3500, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
The Buffalo Bills are going with the young buck.
And it is Joe Brady who agrees to terms on a 5-year deal to become the next head coach of the Buffalo Bills.
Think about how fast he's risen. So he was Joe Burrow and LSU's passing game coordinator in that national championship run in 2019. Then he moves on to the NFL. I think he's a wide receivers coach. Then the OC, taking over for Ken Dorsey, and now a head coach for Josh Allen. There's two methods when you're a GM or an owner or an athletics director. You either go a retread and hope that it sticks the second or third or fourth time around, like Pittsburgh's doing with Mike McCarthy, who's a Pittsburgh native, or you try and strike gold with the route, which is what the Buffalo Bills are doing and what Arkansas is doing with Ryan Silverfield. There's no guarantee of either working, but that's kind of the way I see it when it comes to these head coaching hires, especially in football.
Well, and in the pros, you're stuck with the players you can draft or trade for. At least you can go recruit and kind of select your roster, but it's still, not a bad place to start with Josh Allen, who's, I wouldn't say getting long in the tooth, but he's probably got a lot of more years behind him than ahead of him at this point. I mean, who knows? We've seen guys play into their 40s. Got Rodgers still out there. We saw what Brady did, but I don't. He's in that same conversation, but he's running out of days and opportunities. He's running out of seasons to get it done himself.
Speaking of Rodgers, Mike McCarthy voicing approval to want him back.
I mean, definitely. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't. But I think just like anything, knowing Aaron long enough, going through seasons, I think when players, to see Mel Blunt here. I mean, when guys are up at that stage of their career, they need to step away and decompress it. I think that's very important.
It'd be kind of odd. The whole idea was this was the final season, then coming back for another year. He wasn't great this year. This was arguably his worst season in NFL history, statistically at least. I mean, it's still miraculous that at 40-plus years old he can do what he does on a football field. But if I'm Mike McCarthy, and I know he's coached Aaron before, Super Bowl tandem at one point in Green Bay, I think it was 2012. I don't know if that's where I necessarily want to start my tenure with the Pittsburgh Steelers. But I don't know if we're talking about young coaches. I don't know if I want to go a young quarterback too. Like they're just in between a rock and a hard place right now. Pittsburgh has not drafted quarterbacks well or free agents lately.
But they also hadn't hired. I mean, they've hired coaches very well historically. And this McCarthy hire, I mean, just to me is a little bit odd in what they've done. And I don't say how much history. It's been 20 years basically since they've hired a coach in Tomlin. But, we're talking about just, your fourth coach here. This McCarthy hire doesn't seem like one that's going to fit for, their 15 or 20 seasons, which has kind of been the MO. I think that deal is up, and we'll see if Pittsburgh and the Steelers franchise get into a little more of the wash, rinse, repeat cycle, the wash, rinse, repeat world of the NFL when it comes to head coaches.
Yeah, I don't know what is going to end up happening with that relationship, if it is going to continue at least another year, or if they're going to move on and Aaron Rodgers is ultimately going to retire from the league. Couple other notes.
He'd be a good place to start, though, for McCarthy, starting with him at quarterback.
Well, and that's the thing. Do you go with the guy that's holding on for dear life, or do you just try and start young and at least get something going with the younger guy? I don't know what he's going to do. Belichick's not going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. There's thoughts out there. Now, Bill Polian, the former Indianapolis GM, has denied this report that he kind of led the charge due to Spygate, Deflategate, being a rival. And I was thinking about it this morning. It's like, where do I come down on this? He's going to be a Hall of Famer. It's not going to be like a Clemens or Bonds or Pete Rose situation. I don't know if there's a good football example. I know they did different things, betting and steroids and stuff. But those are two of like the bigger incidents in the last 2 decades of NFL history of presumed cheating, and in some cases, actual cheating, because it was. I mean, he got fined I think $250,000, and the Patriots got fined $500,000.
And some draft picks.
Yeah, and so I kind of like, I know there's a lot of people very boisterous and very angry this morning from this report from Seth Wickersham, but I kind of understand why the Riders did this. He needed 40 of the 50 votes to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and I kind of get it. I don't know what I would do in this situation, but I at least understand their perspective on this. It's not because he was a do-you-know-what in media sessions. It's because of those things.
But he was.
Yeah. But you can I feel like you can overlook that because he's got 6 Super Bowl wins as the head coach, 2 with the Giants, and I guess Bill Parcells. I at least understand why this happened.
I get that, there's an extra check mark. There's an extra asterisk, I guess, by your name. A gold star, maybe is a better way, when you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. Belichick probably deserves that just based on the on-field resume. But I get why, like you're saying, why they would want to hold that back or maybe punish him a little bit and not give him that gold star because of, he pushed the envelope trying to win, trying to get there. Deflategate, I think, is a whole bunch to do about nothing. That's a nothing burger. Spygate, filming, different in my book. The Deflategate, I just thought was an eye roll.
It would be like the hard. It's like
Deflategate would have been nothing without Spygate.
Yeah, go ahead, Colton.
Yeah.
Nope, still not. All right. Other 2 NFL storylines. Apparently, John Gruden turned down the Jets job, according to the Athletic, or the OC job, I should say. Has wants nothing to do with that. And the Browns, I guess, just hired their head coach recently. They have a data-driven operation that requires their head coaching candidates to complete questionnaires, an essay, a personality test, and additional homework, according to Tom Pelissero.
Hey, are you looking for a turnkey solution for your construction project? APAC and Standard Materials Group is Northwest Arkansas's #1 provider for aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. If you need more than just materials, APAC can help you with surveying, engineering, construction, drone capabilities, trucking, and logistics, all with one phone call. 479-587-3300. Get started today, 587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Hog Wild also points out the rift between Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft. And at least you could say, like, without Brady, do you guys know what his record is without Brady?
Well, it wasn't good, obviously.
Any guess as a head coach? You got to include the pit stop, I think, in Cleveland and maybe one other spot. But just off the top of your head, head coach without Brady. It's under 500.
Yeah, I figured
that. That's, I mean, Brady won that divorce relatively easily. And if you're looking for
I think with the Super Bowl appearance this year, Bob Kraft's won the divorce too.
Mm-hmm. And you're looking if you're looking for reasons, like it's the antics with the media, Spygate and Deflategate, and then that, like Phil Jackson, for example. Phil Jackson was able to win with two of the greatest players ever, Michael Jeffrey Jordan and the late Kobe Bryant. He did it in two different pit stops. So it wasn't just, you don't feel like it was just one guy. He had Shaquille O'Neal and other pieces to both teams, but that is like some guys can do it with either different head coaches or different players. Like that's going to be something to watch and monitor with Patrick Mahomes, because Andy Reid's not going to coach Patrick Mahomes through the duration of his career. At some point, he's going to retire before Mahomes. Can Mahomes do it not only coming off an injury, but also with a new head football coach with Kansas City?
But is Tom Brady without Belichick pushing him?
No.
I mean, let's not act like just anybody could have been plugged into that situation in New England with the Patriots and come out the other side with 6 Super Bowls. That's absurd.
And I can't remember if it was Randy Moss or Chad Ochocinco that told this story, but both guys played for New England in short stints. And there was a film session early on when one of them ended up being on the team, and all it was just Belichick dogging Brady in front of everyone, just ripping him to shreds. And that set the tone. It's like, okay, if you're going to treat this GOAT like that, then I'm going to get treated like this. So he had that element like you're talking about that some people don't give him enough credit for.
Hey, I was looking at Facebook last night, and Clint and the crew up at Gaston's White River Resort put a drone video up. And you really need to look at it. It's really cool, this with the snow and the blanket of snow there around the White River and around the property at Gaston's. It's an incredible sight. Great time to get to Gaston's in the next few weeks. Winter rates are in effect. 40% off lodging. Restaurants reopening here at the end of the month. So great time to visit Gaston's. And if you got cabin fever in your own cabin, why not get a little more cabin fever in one of their cabins that overlook the banks of the White River? Great view. I love taking my family there. They love going because we can build a fire in the fireplace. I can go out and fish. Kids can come and go, along the fishing, and then we can just really enjoy a great time, a great family time. Great internet, so the kids can play their games and get on their phones and do all that stuff with no worries there as well. 870-431-5202 is the number. Now, when you call, mention the winter rates that you heard about here on the Morning Rush and receive 40% off lodging. All right, winter rates, 40% off your lodging, plenty of time and to get that deal. Also, plenty gives you a little extra money to enjoy maybe another day or two of fishing while you stay at Gaston's. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
Well, he's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot. And, of course, Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
My beef with you, guys.
Yesterday, I said that we don't apologize here.
This is the Morning Rush.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino Tite.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted Best Garage Door Company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years. Since 1946, no pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The celebration starts now.
Final segment here on the Morning Rush. What's Your Beef Wednesday? Brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. It's also Data Privacy Day. I think a beef of mine on this show before has been when my data has been hacked. Time and time again.
It's always a problem because then they want you to sign up for their free data protection service. as well. That then later becomes not free. Richards Country Meat Market, 479-443-0000, or order online, richardscountrymeatmarket.com. Trying to figure out what's going to happen with the racing this weekend. It looks like they're going to be ready to go as live racing is going to be moved back a week, canceled for January 30th through Sunday, February 1st. Have you been wondering about racing this weekend? No racing at Oaklawn, canceled the 30th through the 1st. The $1 Million Southwest Stakes rescheduled to Friday, February the 6th. So this just coming out yesterday and into today. Been wondering about what's going to happen with the racing at Oaklawn. That's the word. No racing this weekend. Southwest Stakes rescheduled for February 6th. Get the Oaklawn Anywhere app.
All right, Matt Jones, Phil Elson halftime is next.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their